If you've ever been to Paris, you've probably seen it, the Eiffel Tower. Photographed, romanticized, basically immortal. But in 1925, one man convinced a businessman that the French government was about to tear it down and sell it for scrap. Yes, the Eiffel Tower. Sold. For metal. To understand how that could even sound believable, you have to rewind to the 1920s. Today the tower is a national symbol, but back then, plenty of Parisians disliked it. It had been built for the 1889 World's Fair, and for years, critics complained it was ugly, an iron machine stuck in the middle of a beautiful city. And by the time World War I ended, France was financially strained. Newspapers ran stories about budgets and public costs, and the Eiffel Tower, huge, aging, and expensive to maintain, was the perfect target for complaints. Rust, repairs, repainting, it all added up. The public had heard, again and again, that the tower was a problem. One man noticed that mood and realized it could be used. His name was Victor Lustig, a professional con artist who understood a simple rule. People don't fall for the impossible, they fall for the plausible. He didn't need to invent a crazy new idea. He just needed to take a believable rumor and dress it up like official policy. So Lustig forged government documents and gave himself a serious-sounding title, something like Deputy Director General. Then he chose the perfect stage, the Hôtel de Crillon, one of the most prestigious hotels in Paris. Not because he needed luxury, but because luxury creates credibility. A fancy location does half the persuading for you. From there, he invited 5 of Paris's biggest scrap metal dealers to a top-secret meeting. When they arrived, Lustig played the role perfectly. Calm, formal, slightly burdened, like a man delivering bad news. Then he leaned in and said, "Gentlemen, the city is struggling financially. We can't afford the Eiffel Tower's upkeep anymore. The government has decided to dismantle it and sell it for scrap. But this must remain confidential. If the public finds out, there could be outrage." It was a genius pitch because it answered the obvious questions. Why hasn't anyone heard this? Because it's secret. Why the rush? Because it's politically sensitive. Why meet here? Because important decisions happen behind closed doors. And the deal was tempting. The Eiffel Tower was estimated at around 7,000 tons of iron. To these men, that wasn't romance. It was a once-in-a-lifetime scrap purchase. But Lustig wasn't hunting for the highest bidder. He was hunting for the easiest mark, the person who wanted this deal for more than just money. That person was André Poisson, a businessman eager to prove he belonged among the elite. Winning a government contract like this wasn't only profitable, it was status. It meant he had arrived. Still, Poisson started to feel uneasy. Everything was moving too quickly. The secrecy was intense. And somewhere in the back of his mind, he could feel that something didn't add up. So Lustig made his most effective move. He broke character. He pulled Poisson aside, dropped the stiff official tone, and acted embarrassed, almost shy. Then he said something that should have been a red flag. "Mr. Poisson, government salaries are terrible. I'm struggling to cover my expenses. If you want to secure this contract, maybe you could grease the wheels a little." A bribe. For most people, that would end the deal immediately. But for Poisson, it did the opposite. It made the whole situation feel more real. Because in his mind, a corrupt official was still a real official. That little moment of human greed didn't destroy the story. It validated it. Poisson paid. He handed over money for the purchase, plus extra cash as the bribe. Lustig took the money and left Paris fast, before anyone could verify anything. He reportedly headed to Vienna, safely out of reach while his victim tried to move forward. Soon enough, Poisson discovered the truth. There was no official plan, no demolition order, no sale, just a con. And here's the most revealing part. Poisson didn't go to the police. He was too humiliated. He couldn't stand the idea of being publicly known as the man who bought the Eiffel Tower. So he stayed quiet, swallowed the loss, and tried to make it disappear. That silence protected Lustig. And when Lustig realized nobody was chasing him, He reportedly did the unthinkable. He came back to Paris and tried to sell the Eiffel Tower again. So the next time you're standing under the Eiffel Tower, looking up at all that iron, remember, once upon a time, someone looked at the same monument and didn't see history. He saw an invoice,